On this segment, we're going to be covering First Order points breakdown that AMG released back in May. We have decided to separate all of the different factions into individual mini segments. So if you like this one and want to check out any of the other factions, head on through the playlist and you'll find all the other different factions. But tonight, we're going to be breaking down First Order and all the changes that came from the points adjustment. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more First Order excitement.
Let's do it.
So let's get into points. So JJ, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So you only have the changes on here, correct?
Yeah, so the way I listed here is the previous, the current points cost, and then the previous point cost, or what it costs from the previous loadout. If it's marked in blue, that means that it's beneficial to that particular ship, meaning they got a points reduction or they have something added to it. If it's marked red, then that means they've lost points or they've increased costs for it, or they've lost like a particular like upgrade slot, for instance. So. So I try to color code it for it. If it's not color, if there's no color in it, I mean there's nothing changed for that particular stat, or there's nothing else for it. But I that's how I've color coded it. Basically, blue is positive, red negative, essentially. And of course, if anybody wants access to this, definitely jump on our Discord. I put it here in our announcements page for anybody to access. I sorted it out between all the different factions, including all the upgrades for those factions. So if you want to see a more detailed look just for the changes that occurred for this last points update, you're free to use that. It's open to anybody who wants to take a look at it, and hope you guys can use that for your list building. So yeah.
All right, let's move on to First Order, because they needed help, I guess. I don't understand this at all.
Well, you know, they had a poor performance at Worlds, so you gotta buff them.
So, First Order Provocateur went down to 4 points. Again, nobody cares. Whatever.
Hot
Cool.
garbage.
Von Reg down to 5 points, though, with only a 4-point loadout loss is huge. Like, Von Reg is not a staple, but pretty close. That I6 for 5 points, so good.
Yeah. And you can do silly things with them, like put on Daredevil, Predator, and Deuterium power cells, if you really wanted to. Which doesn't seem too bad at I6.
Yeah, I mean, I was also looking at shield upgrade Deuterium power cells just for super overbloated Von Reg. But yeah, You're right. That is a really good that Daredevil and elusive combo. Just so good.
Yeah, Daredevil's really nice on the BAs just because of that blue 1 hard and then boosting 1 hard. You don't need to like K-turret or anything.
Yep. So good.
It's so good.
And then
I'm not sure personally if I would take Von Reg over Hollow, but I just have an extreme bias for Hollow. So
yeah. So going on to the TIE FO fighters, we got Midnight, which is the I6, coming down to 3 points, losing half of its loadout down to 7, and no longer has a missile slot. But still, 7 loadout points. You can swarm tactics people, you can target synchronized people, you can do whatever you want with Midnight. Especially you can coordinate. Yep.
Yeah, you have squad leader for 6 points, which is pretty good.
Yeah, really, really good, honestly. And then we got Scorch and DT and Lieutenant Gaelic all losing some loadout value so they can no longer take shield upgrade, thank the Lord. But they also got a reduction too, because some of the staples that's on them is elusive, and elusive went up to 4 points. So they have to make a decision between, and also what is it? Fanatical going up to 2 points as well. So they got to make some decisions now on what they want to put onto their ships now.
Oh no, you have to take optics. Sad.
Yeah, optics and what though?
Optics and marksmanship.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Except for Gaelic, who could still take ion cannon and biolax crypt codes, so at least they throw a bone with that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then going down to the TIE SA bombers, we got Dread and Scorch coming down to 3 points. However, their loadout points is only 8 and 7. They can maybe take 1 proton bomb and beat that thing, but that's about it.
All right, I have I have a list with 4 bombers, so
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm sorry.
you can say you're sorry all you want. I
How many
don't know,
bomblets do you have?
like 4, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, bomblets are good, and especially if you get like Rudge in there, right? Kind of the only way they actually deal damage, but I'm not. I'm not a big fan of like. I wouldn't run like Dread and Scorch. I'd just run the other Scorch. You know, I love
Yeah.
bombers. I love bombs. People are really bad against bombs, but I just don't. I'm not
We'll
sure
see.
on those.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring it next week, Alex. Maybe that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I'll fly Torkoal for you.
Whatever.
And so going on to the TIE SF fighters, we
Wait,
got
hold
quick.
on. Can we go back? Are you
Yeah.
going to really run Torkoal? Seriously? Like, I think you should. I want to see you run Torkoal.
No, I want to play something decent. Torkoal's not good, and then also they made him worse.
Yes.
You can't Torkoal things that are out of your arc,
Yeah.
which is what real aces should do anyways.
Yeah.
TIE SFs. Very
Yes.
scary now, despite them losing a lot of loadout points. But we'll get to
Yeah.
that.
So quick draw coming down from 6 points down to 5 points. He did lose half of his points, coming down from 25 points down to 12. However, going with that, he now has a free Special Forces Gunner, which costs 0 points.
All Special Forces Gunner is 0 points now.
Yes, and now they can
config.
exactly. You can still get in there. You can put a shield upgrade if you want to, along with Predator and Fire Control if you wanted to, or you can do Pattern Analyzer with Proud Tradition and other stuff. He still has and afterburners. Yeah, heck yeah. So he has a lot of different options still for his loadout at 5 points. I think Quick Draw is going to come back and make an appearance there for First Order. Lieutenant Hughes, however, feels more like a nerf. Although he is 4 points, going down from 18 points down to 7, even with a free Special Forces Gunner, unless you're running something that really helps him use his ability, like Lieutenant Rivas. It is tough to really get anything going really well with Lieutenant Hughes and 7 points. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, like Midnight is 3 points, which does kind of enable it, but then whatever Midnight's doing, you lose the Midnight thing for that. So, yeah, poor LaHughes got this great alt art from that store camp. That barely happened. You never got to use it for regionals. That's what it was.
You'll never run it.
Yeah.
So then
but
we
also, have. There's still some more things on the SFs. Backdraft lost loadout down to 5 points. That's pretty big. Phasma
I missed
also
that.
lost points down from 14 to 6. And then one of the generics lost points, but no one cares about that. Yeah, so Backdraft's down to 5 loadout, and Phasma's down to 6 loadout. I mean, you still get the free special forces, but ultimately that's a bigger loss.
So then we have Silencers getting a bit of a buff there. Avenger getting more loadout points. Same with Recoil. Same with Rush.
Recoil is actually a really big one.
Yeah, Recoil going to 10 points of loadout. I don't know. How about this? Kylo Ren goes to 22 and goes, oh, have another talent slot. How about that?
First talent slot. Now you can slap on Outmaneuver and have the scariest Kylo ever made.
Wait. He didn't have a talent slot before?
He did not have a talent slot.
He only had Force.
Only the Force slot.
Okay, well, that was an oversight, I think, on their behalf. Yeah, that's, I don't know.
Blackout also went down to 5 points.
Yeah, which
is huge.
That's Blackout, even with a loadout loss, it's inconsequential. You're still going to want to run Blackout.
Yeah, it's on a list over to Cody, so you can still run triple silencers. And he's just like, they're like, they gave me Outmaneuver and Blackout at 5 points. And I'm like, yeah, it's not. It's so a real scary Kylo that's like Outmaneuver extreme maneuvers. And
with Outmaneuver, do you still put on sensitive controls?
Who was putting sensitive controls on Kylo to begin with?
No, not Kylo. Blackout. Blackout.
Oh,
no,
yeah, no,
you get rid
no.
of it. You don't need it. It's not worth it. His ability is just a gimmick. He's gonna die if you buy into his ability. But a silencer at 5 points, that can occasionally get his ability off. Yes, please.
Yeah, you can do blackout with like a procket sensor scramblers and like predator,
Mm.
and then somehow shoot a procket through a rock for less agility, which would be really funny to me. They can just be range 2. You don't actually have to hit the rock next round.
A bullseye
procket.
rocket shot through a through a rock.
5-die procket, and you get -1 agility.
Oh god, that's
I want to
great.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are huge buffs for the silencers. They were already one of the best chassis in the game.
Yeah.
And now they got actual loadout to play around with. Because you can do, rush with a procket and still have 3 points left over now.
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
an I6 rush with a procket is just terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only one that doesn't have a torp slot, so you can't do something super crazy.
And then, if that wasn't enough, you still have Kylo Ren and the Whisper now at 5 points. Like, oh, here, let's give you a 5-point Whisper. I don't even understand this one. Why? Who thought this was a good idea? Who thought this was a good idea?
Listen, if they're taking this Kylo over the other one, I'm okay with it.
I mean, you can still have the crispy loadout, which is instinctive aim, predator, optics, and something, and just take out your concussion missiles. And honestly, you could swap out the instinctive aim for like brilliant evasion, and that is still a very, very good Kylo Ren. Still very good. I mean, what's crazy is that you can fit Kylo Ren, outmaneuver, blackout, Major Von Reg, and quick draw in the list. I mean, God, that's really good.
Yeah, FO actually seems like you can run semi-viable ace lists. They kind of seem like the only faction that can do that.
Yeah.
Which is a cool way of having a faction identity, right? You can have like super aces and then a bunch of actually decent TIE fighters. There's not a lot of other places. I know Cody will love that you can do ace things.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Snoke Crew, nobody cares about. Went down to 10.
Banned.
Yeah, still banned.
We already touched on Special Forces Gunner, Fanatical. We already touched on Deuterium Power Cells down to 6. That's pretty big. That 2-point cost decrease will help some of these other ships that can now take it. Like, Von Reg. Saying.
Quick draw. If you want to regen his ability.
It kind of sucks as you do get like the disarm or whatever.
Which is fine. You just disengage for a turn or so.
Right. Well, fine. Then you're teaching people how to actually play X-Wing well. And that's the problem.
Yeah.